Well, hello, and welcome to the Points of Interest podcast. My name is Josh Hawks. I am the 303 Ninja. And right over there, he is my podcasting partner for life. He is the other guy. It's Mr. Francis Fernandez.
I'm alive. Oh, and frozen.
Oh, wonderful.
Oh no. Oh no, there you are.
Great.
Just froze for like a second.
Just what I want to hear.
I know, right? Sorry. Look, I've survived worse things, right? I survived the hurricane, right, that we had over the weekend. I survived Hurricane Hillary and a fake not a fake earthquake, but not earthquake close enough for me to care. So I'm in one. So I'm in one piece. So that's good.
Well,
I'm guessing you didn't get any of our crazy weather then. You must have had it nice over there.
I mean, we're a high desert, man. So we're like a mountain desert.
So. Yeah.
It's just hot.
Even Vegas got our hurricane, apparently. Like the hurricane just flew on through into Vegas. I figured if it keeps going east, eventually pop some droplets over Colorado.
Pop some droplets. That sounds like something they would say like in the 70s or something. Let's go pop some droplets. Maybe it's something I would say. I don't know. Looking at the radars, it looked like it was, we were going to get a bunch of moisture, but not to my knowledge.
Did get moist, huh? No moist.
No, it didn't. Not to my knowledge. No. No, it's just been hot.
So how have you been? You didn't have to endure any weird weather. So how was your weekend?
Most of my weekends are spent at work. So
still?
Yes, still. But it takes a big man, Francis, to walk into your boss's office on Monday morning to say something. I don't even remember what the hell they wanted to know why I was late on Monday. They went, I'm so glad you made it. What was going on? You seem distressed. And I said, well, when you drive all the way to work at 4:30 in the morning, you arrive on time, and you have to walk into work legally with your government-issued ID badge.
Yes.
And your electronic key to get in the door. You don't have that. You freak out. You drive home. Once getting home, you realize, I have my badge. It's around my neck.
Well,
It was around my neck the whole time. And how I didn't know it was around my neck while I was crawling around the insides of my car while it's dangling around, bashing into shit. That's how tired I was. And I'm explaining this to my boss. And I said, I'm throwing in the towel. I am not coming in this weekend. I am done.
Yeah, you need a break every once in a while. You can't just, pull, 50, 60-hour weeks. Like, you need a break every once in a while to relax. Also, hello to Ginger and Lister's Mate. So let's see you guys here this evening on Taco Tuesday or whatever Tuesday this happens to be.
I mean, what other Tuesdays are there besides Taco Tuesday?
Well,
I mean, there's no like fucking meatloaf sandwich Tuesday. Like, that doesn't even roll off the tongue.
I don't know. Like, I know. Well, we used to have Throwback Thursdays. That doesn't exist anymore.
Follow Fridays.
Follow Fridays is like. Okay, so here it is. It says, "Oh, geez, I don't like any of this." But this is for how to make dinners fun again and themed nights.
Okay.
So for Mondays, it's Meatless Mondays, Taco Tuesdays, Whatever Wednesdays, Pasta Thursdays, which doesn't even rhyme, and then Fish Fridays, Stir Fry Saturdays, and Healthy Takeout Sundays, which doesn't rhyme either. So Thursday and Sunday get the shaft.
Well, I mean, is that not a oxymoron anyway? Healthy takeout?
Well, I mean, there's probably something out there that's kind of like moderately healthy for you somewhere. But yeah, who knows? Uh, hopefully you're doing all right, Mr. Smith. He says he had his glasses on top of his head and spent many hours trying to find. Oh, that's what happened to you. He thought he couldn't find his glasses, and they're on his head the entire
Mhm.
time.
Yeah,
So
you were actually no, you dropped me off at the airport.
I did.
In the airport that I lost my ID in after security.
Right. Yes.
After
Right.
security and after the podium. So in between the podium, the tunnel, and the plane itself, I lost my ID. But I
Mhm.
never actually lost it. It was in my wallet, just in a different place that I would never put something in. But
Yeah.
because they didn't like my limerick or joke or whatever it was, I tried to pull at the podium. Whatever they say,
Why would you do that? Oh man. Why
because
would
they
you do
said
that?
they told me to get on the plane, and it's an automatic reaction. I can't, when people say on the plane, on the bus, I'm going to get in it. It's a lot less windy, and you get snacks.
Man. Oh my
And she
god.
looked at me, and the look on her face was like, fuck you. But what came out of her mouth was, please get on the plane. I was like,
Oh, jeez. Okay. Yeah.
and so in my nervousness, I shoved my ID in a pocket I never use and never look
Mhm.
in. So I thought I lost my ID for like 6 months.
Well, I'm glad that that was easily, fixed by just looking in the
Yeah,
different
after
pocket of your.
after I got my ID replaced.
Yeah. Better safe than sorry in that regard. Yeah. No, I've
Yeah.
done that. I remember driving home and the little parking spot that I would normally park my car. I'd be like, where did my car go? Did someone steal my car? It's like, oh no, I'm in it. Parking in the like
I'm
for
in
some
it.
reason, yeah, my brain didn't. For some reason, my brain just went, where am I? And I saw the parking spot. I'm like, oh, I'm in the car, and that's why it's not there. Oh.
There was
Wah,
a
wah.
there was a flight for some Comic Con that I was coming probably to hang out with you at.
Sure.
That I have to you know drug myself to get into an airplane to fly someplace. And so nobody can be a Baracus me. I have to do it to myself, which isn't as much fun. Like
No.
I'd rather get the cake or like the warm milk or whatever, however they used to get B.A. Baracus. Uh,
Hmm.
but I fell asleep during the flight and woke up from turbulence or something. Something jolted me awake. And I had just a moment, a fraction of time where my brain went, where in the fuck are we?
I don't remember entering a
I don't,
plane.
yeah, I don't remember entering a plane. I don't, where are we? Like, for real. And then immediately it was like, oh, yeah, you got really stoned
Yeah.
before you got into this airplane.
Well, again, if it helps,
It
right?
does. It
Anything that
does.
helps you get to fly, because that is the hardest part. I think a lot of people need a little bit of extra something to fly. I'm one of those weirdos that are just like, yes, put me in a plane. I could live on a plane. I'd be happy to live on a plane because I like, I don't know, the swaying and the going up and down, turbulence and all that stuff. It's like, oh, this is, you know,
The
fine.
turbulence, my issue is maybe it's a control issue, but
Hmm.
like you're in a tube, you can't see where you're going. All you can see is what you're passing or
True.
the profile
Yeah.
of someone's face. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
I've been
Like,
very fortunate that I've had more window seats than aisle seats, so I get to stare out the window and admire our, you know, the way Kansas and like the Midwest are all squares,
right,
right?
right.
You know,
Uh,
and then every other part of the country curves.
And I don't know. I forgot what my initial point was there. My rant, but it's not being able to move around freely the way you want to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not being able to stretch out unless you get the rare occasion. Look, neither one of us fly business that often or ever, or preferred customer or whatever the fuck they call it. Where you get a couple extra inches, right. Giggity. Right. I need to move around. I need an arcade to go to. I need a couch to sit on. I need to be able to move, especially like a flight overseas, a Japan flight, a great flight to the Mediterranean, anything really over 5 hours. And I bitch flying to LA. That's a 2-hour flight for me, an hour and a half flight. And I'm all cramped up and I just can't move and my legs get all sore and achy. And I'm bitching about first world problems about getting able to fly places. I realize this.
It's fine.
But
it's fine.
I don't know. You look back at the pictures and videos of like flights in the 50s. And they had all kinds of room.
Dressed up to fly?
I would dress up for a flight. Sure. If they didn't, finger you at the damn security, before every flight and make you take all your clothes off. Not even, kiss you or nothing first. If they took out 75% of the seats on a plane, hell yeah. No, that's a lot. If they took out they took out a quarter of the seats.
Trying to pack more in. They're trying their best so that you have as little legroom as possible, and they fit in anything that, even if you lose an inch of legroom, they're like, great, because all those inches lead up to one more row of seats, which is like another $1,000 in our pocket or whatever.
I saw
it's really annoying.
I saw a design for proposed new airline type of seating where it's tiered. Every row is a bunk, essentially. And I'm like, yeah, that's a great idea until, structurally that bunk falls apart. And then you have, not only people in your lap, but the seats they're sitting in your lap as well.
Well, Airbuses that exist. I don't know if you've ever seen an Airbus. They have like YouTube videos all the time of people who take these different type of business class trips on these type of gigantic Airbuses. And there are some that it's you can like close the doors on your side. So it's like 2 seats in the middle and then doors on the sides, and it converts into a bed. So you can use it to actually sleep for like whatever the trip. So that mean if you have the money, some of these plane rides are pretty nice, pretty extravagant. I mean, yeah, there's some where they give you like a bottle of champagne when you enter.
I've seen some asshole on YouTube. I don't know what his actual job is, but all he basically does is fly first class Emirates everywhere.
Yeah, that's. I think that's the same guy I'm
He's like,
too.
Well, let's go check out the lounge. Look at the lounge. I'm gonna have a fucking big ass heaping scoop of caviar and some fucking 300-year-old champagne because it's here and it's free apparently. And then, after I've had my exquisite lunch that came on a huge plate but it's only about this big.
Well,
they're gonna serve me champagne while the plane's, warming up or whatever, right? And then here's a hot towel because why not? And yeah, the thing you're in is actually a bed, and off to your left there's like a PS5, and every current game. Don't worry about it; it's all loaded. And that champagne, we got another bottle. It's even older, and it's free. Came with your ticket.
Yeah.
And then, we got prosties in the back too, but you got to ask special for that.
Well, yeah, that's the deluxe first class flight. But yeah, no, I think I've seen the same guy, or maybe even if it's not the same guy, I've seen enough YouTubers who their one and only job is flying back and forth from Dubai
Mm-hmm.
on, an Emirates or whatever
To the
airline
point
that
where they
has
actually know the asshole, and he's like 25 years old.
yeah. Well, I mean, the kid came from money, most likely,
Well,
and that's
no
why he's like,
shit.
well, I have a taste for this. Yeah, I have a taste for this. I'm going to use my phone or whatever to record the event. Yeah, no, yeah. I guess if all flights were like that, sure. But then Spirit Airline exists. So, I
Hi,
mean, what are you going
welcome
to
to
do?
Spirit. Our tickets cost $45. You want water? Well, I'd say bring it, but you can't bring anything on the flight, so you better swallow your spit or your neighbor's spit.
We're going to give you water, which is the condensation that comes from the outside of the plane.
Yeah.
It's going to put in a cup and give it to you.
You know that little
Yeah.
hole that's in every airplane window? We're gonna give you a straw, like a Capri Sun, and you can get the condensation from inside the window.
I think I've only ever flown Spirit once, and it was such an awful experience. I never flew it again. I'm just like, this is why would anyone fly this way? It's awful.
Do you? I want to say it was Philadelphia, the first year in Philadelphia that we were all there.
Yeah.
I want to say it's Philly.
Probably
Shelly flew me out there.
Okay. Oh yeah.
It was-
Yeah.
I
remember
want to
that.
say it was. I
It
don't
was Philly.
think. Okay.
No, it's
She-
Philly. Yeah.
She flew me out there on Spirit,
Yeah.
which before I am super appreciative. That was awesome because that was the
It was a
first
free
time
flight, yeah.
it was the first time we all got to hang out, and she was just like, send me your flight and your required flight information.
Yeah.
I've got you handled. So super appreciative that she did that, but it was with Spirit, and yeah, I got on there and I was like, they basically just, here's the safety thing, and we don't offer you shit, and you remember how you can kind of recline on other airlines? You can't do that here, and hope you're comfortable being in a race seat. Because that's what they basically are, is like not even carbon fiber. It's like fucking just ABS plastic. No, there's like an inch, maybe a half inch of cushion. Yeah, that was the other thing. On most flights when they go like, don't worry about a water landing, your seat is a flotation device. Not on Spirit.
Right.
They're like, if we crash in the water, reach under your seat. There's some shit under there that might float.
Yeah.
You know how other
I hate
airlines, when the air mask drops down and it's all connected? Yeah, not us. It just falls in your lap and you got to connect it while the plane is falling in turbulence, and you got to try and connect it yourself. We're never ever going to fly through Spirit. You froze. God damn it. But at least you froze on a good, face. At least you're back now. We're never going to get sponsored by Spirit because of us bashing them right now. Are you back? Or are you just sitting there you're just sitting there. I thought you were back. I hate the internet. The internet sucks. Who knows what the stream is doing? Oh, it says reconnecting. Wonderful. This is great. Riveting. We're not doing this. Are you back?
That was long.
Yeah. My will to do this tonight is dropping at such a significant rate.
Yeah.
I can't even explain to you. This is
Well, it doesn't help that the internet is finicky and uncooperative.
yeah.
So that doesn't help.
No, we'll see if we can't get through what we got here. We talked about that inadvertently. Talked about that.
Oh, did we?
Well, I was going to talk about water hitting California, but you already kind of talked about it.
Yeah, nothing happened. It stormed for a full day. It was loud. It was wet. It was warm. So it wasn't even like a cold rain. It was like a nice warm rain.
No, I was going to say it
So
sounded
it was
like
nice and
sounded
moist.
like my date night. Bad joke. Bad
Wow.
joke.
It's a good thing she doesn't listen.
Yeah,
or
it
does
is.
she?
No, I don't think.
Okay. But yeah, no, like people really like really just bolstered this thing up like it's a hurricane. It's Hurricane Hillary, you know? Like ex presidential nominee Hillary Clinton. It's loud and boisterous and all these things and it's like, oh, I guess. And it ended up turning into just a tropical storm and it was perfectly fine. And I was mildly disappointed and also thankful because I didn't go out and didn't do anything. So I'm glad my power didn't go out. I'm glad nothing flooded, even though I did see people the day before getting sandbags and like getting ready for the worst of it. And I did see that like Dodger Stadium was flooded and like parts of LA were flooded, like genuinely flooded with water.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, just because I wasn't hit doesn't mean parts of LA wasn't hit pretty badly.
Right. I mean, I was
yeah.
gonna say you're a little more inland, but that really has nothing to do with
I
it.
am. I'm inland enough that it doesn't hurt too bad.
I saw
But,
parts of like
yeah.
Baja where like, you know, over the water was basically overrun the streets and, you know, cars were floating in it and shit. So places definitely got hit by it pretty hard, which sucks.
Yeah, totally.
And then, you know, Hawaii was on fire last week while we were recording this.
That's right. Yeah.
We have a mutual friend that's
insane.
Like our mutual friend. I'm pretty sure was here when everything was happening and flew back to quote unquote home just to, you know, help and support.
I think her dad lives out there.
No, here. Actually,
her dad lives. I thought.
Yeah.
Okay. Every time she goes out there, she's with her dad, and I'm like, oh, her dad must live out there. Yeah. But maybe there's just like a family home out there. Either way,
yeah.
You know, she did a lot of volunteer work. She's sending out supplies, so good on her.
Yeah.
Like, it's nice to see, you know, that kind of solidarity. And she grew up on the island, so makes a lot of sense.
And just in general, I mean, that whole, you know, just all the islands kind of coming together. It was really cool to see. Yeah. And I just don't think you see that in LA as much. Maybe not. I don't know.
No, I'm pretty sure there was looting when it flooded. Everyone just like, oh, good, we can just go into stores now because, you know, who cares? They can't hear the glass break when there's water all around it. And they just stole everything, probably.
Speaking of water, actually, there is the venue that I spoke about, I think, on the last podcast that my brother's band was playing in. A couple days after their little show, a city water main broke under the building and shot high water pressure into one of their walls. I guess the basement wall, but it was shooting it from the outside in, I guess. And there was enough pressure, it collapsed the part of the wall and flooded.
Whoa!
There, so it's a music venue that has the main stage on the main floor, and then their basement. They also have a little venue down there that I guess. Actually, I have no idea what they played down there because my brother played on the upper stage, and there's no reason to go downstairs. I thought.
Sure.
But the venue showed pictures of how high the water got. And the stairwell is full of water. Like, you cannot see the basement. Like, I'm reading the article, and I'm just saying, they talked about how it flooded the entire basement. You know, it flooded all the way up, almost all the way to the main stage. And I'm like, okay, you know, it's probably a few feet of water. And I scroll down the page. I'm like, oh my God. Like, it almost flooded the whole thing. And because it's the city main, there's a clause in Colorado insurance that says that if there's water damage from outside of the building that causes damage to the inside of the building, they're not liable. So this venue, this building that's, I don't think it's a historic building, but it's in a, partially historic area of Littleton, which is a suburb of Denver.
Okay.
But yeah, they're probably not going to get insurance money, so they're like, asking people for help and donations and whatnot, and it's crazy. That's just, I was just there, and that venue could possibly be gone now. It's and that's where Corey Feldman was going to play. So I don't know if like his show is canceled now, if it's being moved to another venue because the building's shut down now. Like, they had to evacuate all the water, and then after that was done, all the repairs have to happen. So it's like, yeah, I don't know. I have no idea what the status of that is. I haven't looked it up, actually.
All I know is I hope you find out where he is and you just go and you do it and you just see Corey Feldman and his band, the whatever,
or whoever he's playing with, that he convinced is he's a good fit with their band. Hey, you know who was a good fit or is a good fit? Back in 1994, we were all introduced to somebody who a lot of us younger folk grew up with, a voice that we would grow up with, voicing one character for many years and then a whole bunch of others, as I discovered and took up half a page of Nintendo characters that he voiced. But Charles Martinet, right?
I've heard both Martinet and Martinet.
Martinet.
I don't know.
Whatever. Yeah. Fucking Charles, the guy that is Mario's friend of the show.
The voice of Mario, yeah.
The voice of the show. Voice of Mario. I'm the voice of the show. Voice of Mario is decided, well, I don't think he decided to retire. I think Nintendo told him he's done. That's my...
I mean, he's been at it for almost 30 years,
So I looked it up. 1994, Mario Teaches Typing was the first time he voiced Mario. And then the Nintendo 64 came out, a year and a half after that? 2 years after that?
Something like that, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Also voiced Luigi, Wario, Waluigi, Metal Mario, Shadow Mario, Mini Mario toys, Baby Mario, Luigi, Wario, Wart, Mauser, Clyde, and Claw Grip. That's like the Eddie Murphy of fucking voices. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I wish you picked a better. Oh man, Meet the Clumps.
Hercules.
Yeah, no, I agree. He's still doing appearances though. Apparently, he's still gonna go and do appearances at conventions. He's still gonna do that stuff. I think, they're just moving on from. I don't know if he's retiring, which I wouldn't be surprised if he's like in his mid to late 60s, maybe early 70s. Like the guy, has been in the business for a while.
Oh, sure. And it's not like the only thing he's ever done is Nintendo work. He did a bunch of shit.
Yeah. But I don't know if that's how they said it there, listeners made, with the Nintendo 64. I don't know if that's how they said it, but I hope they did. Yeah, and apparently the new game, the new Mario game, Super Mario Brothers Wonder, which is the latest in the Mario franchise, none of the characters are voiced by Martinet anyway. So they're already moved on to somebody else.
So that
everyone's scared it's Chris Pratt, but I don't think it is.
I still haven't seen it, and I hear it's at least worth a look-see.
Oh, the Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot. I saw it twice, so
Okay.
um, I would recommend it. I thought it was good. I thought it was a good movie. It's not great. Like it's not gonna change or blow your mind or anything, but it's a fun, great throwback, and loves the source material. So I think that's why it's worth a watch.
Fan service.
I mean, sure, sort of. Like,
Nods to
the
the
music
fan.
is just arrangements of the. Yeah, yeah, I guess so. But I think more or less it's just a fun it's just a fun throwback to like, hey, this is all things Mario. Look how fun Mario is. And Chris Pratt did a good job. Like everyone hated him on his voice because it sounds like him, but 90% of the time you're like, oh no, he does a voice. Like he does a distinct voice. You can hear it. It's not him. Sometimes it sounds like him, but most of the time it doesn't sound like him. It sounds like a Mario. So okay,
Listeners
kind
made
of
it.
forget it.
I think he's elaborating on his Nintendo 64. But do you remember the video of the kid at Christmas that got it, and it was just he had a complete meltdown. Just oh my
I've seen too
god,
many
oh my
videos of people
god.
melting down for getting systems.
Oh, it's a great one.
Maybe.
I think the kid's like shirtless or
Okay.
something, and he's just it's Christmas morning, and he's just pumped, just just yeah. It's kind of like me and my brother.
Nintendo 64, yeah.
It was like my brother and I when we got our 8-bit Nintendo. We thought that was the coolest shit in the world.
Yeah.
I think it was released that summer, whatever summer it was, and I remember looking at it being like, "This is awesome." Comes with Robbie the Robot and everything. Like, I don't even know what the hell Robbie the Robot is, but robots are fresh. Yeah, we didn't get that. We didn't get that version, but
No, because that was the one with the Gyromite. That came with Gyromite, and then you can get the one with the light gun that was Duck Hunt.
Mario Brothers
Pad.
Mario Brothers Duck Hunt. Because it was a double. No, you're right. There was just the Duck Hunt. But oh god, are you gone again?
Yeah. No, I'm here.
Oh, okay.
The version I prefer is the separate one of each. I'm less excited about the combo game because I think that was a later version, I think, and everyone had that. The cool people had I'm pretty sure I still have the box for the OG.
Oh wow.
I mean, it's not graded to where it's worth anything because the box is pretty torn up, but I still have the box for that and for a couple other games. Like, oh, that's cool. Still have it in its original packaging. I have a Nintendo in its original packaging with the original price tag from 1986. So
really?
I have, yeah. So it has the department store that doesn't exist anymore. Tag
service merchandise.
I think it was like a no. Oh, service. Oh, that was such a no service merchandise. That was a catalog though, wasn't it? It was a catalog.
It was both.
Shop,
there was a shop you can go to, but it was because I remember going to service merchandise to pick shit up that was ordered in the catalog, like with my stepdad.
No, it was a store very much what we call Costco and Sam's Club now. It was called Fedco, and I think that's just a Southern California like department store. But
Sure.
Fedco was like this mega store where everything was under one roof, and they had a gaming section that was pretty large for in like late 1980s. It was really cool. And yeah, there's the Nintendo Entertainment System right there.
So,
I should take it out one day and just be like, here, proof.
did you buy it new and kept it, or did you buy it like eBay style?
It was new.
If you
Yeah,
will?
brand new.
Wow.
No.
So you bought it and you just fucking held on to it.
I hold on to all my ever since I was a kid. I held on to every box, almost every box. or it could be Price Club, sure. Could be
Mm.
or Pick and Save, which is another thing we used to have was Pick and Save, which is now Big
Montgomery
Lots.
Ward.
I Montgomery Ward, yeah, yeah. Uh, I did not have an Atari 2600. I had the 5600, which came out the same year as the Nintendo. I think a few months before the Nintendo. But yeah, no, I have
Was
the,
it
I have yeah,
52?
I sadly 5200. Yep.
Yeah, 50.
Yep.
I can't remember which.
The one right
the
before
26
they stopped making it.
The 26 was awesome. 2600.
Yeah.
There was a 7800, and there was a 50, and there was a 5200.
That was the latest one.
I can't remember which one sucked.
Yeah.
The 52 was black, was it not?
Yeah. Well, the Atari that I have is black. I believe it's black with wood paneling.
Okay.
You know, because everything had wood paneling
Well,
back.
yeah.
Back in
It
the
was
70s,
it was the 70s and 80s exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, it had the wood paneling in the front, and then I want to say I'm looking at it now. Oh, that's the 2600 has wood paneling in the front. I had the 52. Oh no, I didn't have wood paneling. Damn. Oh, I had the 5200, which did not have the wood paneling from 1982. And then this. Oh no, I did have the 7800. I did have the latest one. It was 7800.
Yeah, the 52. The 52 is the one that kind of sucked.
Yeah,
because it had that weird,
yeah.
paddle with the dial and the keypad.
The numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The 78 was cool.
I had I had that one, and I also have the original box for that one as well, because I keep boxes. I've stopped keeping boxes. All of my stuff now, I do not have the original box for anything anymore, but I do have the original box for a bunch of my old systems.
There is some stuff that I keep the box for just because it's easier to transport whatever it is that was in that box. It's easier to transport it in that box. Like
that makes sense.
Like the road, thing over here, or like my Xbox. I don't know why.
Oh.
But when I move places, I will completely tear my Xbox equipment down, put it in its original packaging, and then move to wherever I'm going to, and take it out again.
Smart move.
Instead of ripping cables out of the TV and just walking with it under my arm.
Which most people do, yeah. That's the generic, yeah.
Here's the thing. I take more care in all of my electronic stuff than I do my clothes. My clothes, I open up lawn bags and I just go, I just scoop everything up that's on the hangers and I pull the hangers off and I tie everything off and then that's that. Like, I don't fold the things. I don't put things in, clothing boxes. I just put them in trash bags and throw them in the back of the truck or the car or whatever I'm moving with. And that's that.
Well, because you can get new clothes like nothing.
Right.
You can't just get a new system.
No.
That takes money and effort. But clothing, you can get clothing anywhere. Like, who cares? You can get clothing at literally anywhere. Like, nobody cares.
I remember when I moved in here.
You're doing the right thing.
When I moved in here, I was like, all right, I got to move my TV. So that's one trip. Nothing else is going in the car. It's just my TV. All right, now I got to move. Yep. I didn't have the nice computer that I have. Well, it's not super nice. It's a nice computer. But I didn't have this that I have now. I had the thing that I had before. But I was like, well, let's still take care of it. Let's not put a whole bunch of stuff on it. Let's put the seatbelt on it or something.
How am I going to play Kerbal if I don't have a computer that survives the trip?
I couldn't play Kerbal back then. I was playing Kerbal on my Xbox, which is...
is that gold digging game?
Yeah.
That game where you were digging for gold in the... Yeah.
That barely ran, too. And even on a fairly decent system, it still barely runs because it's a discovery game. So that should tell you everything.
Yeah.
But how do we get talking about this from fucking Mario? Oh, because we were talking about
Well,
video
because
games and
I
stuff.
told you where I bought my first
Yeah.
Nintendo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Good for him. I hope he has a good retirement.
Yeah, I imagine Mario ambassador, so he's still going to be or Nintendo or a Mario ambassador. So I imagine he'll still be doing the circuit runs, stopping in,
Oh yeah.
saying hi to the fans, doing the "It's a me."
I'm pretty sure he's set for life with the number of games that he's voiced over and being the official voice of Mario for over almost 30 years. I'm pretty sure he gets royalties most likely
Oh sure,
from like people who buy the game. So like he doesn't he's living on easy street right now.
easy street, the place that we all want to be. You know,
Sure.
which brings us to our sponsor. No,
Oh, don't tease me like that.
yeah, wouldn't that be awesome? Actually, on that note, the place that you find our podcast, well, the actual page that our podcast is on. I mean, you guys all out there in podcast land find it through RSS feeds, but there is an actual place you can go to if you wanted to. And what is it? Podomatic.com/POI podcast. I forgot why the fuck I brought that up too. I'm having an off night. I'm tired.
Yeah.
Why did I bring that up?
But yeah, see, well, you were. I don't. That's a good question. I don't. I wish. I don't really know why you were bringing it up. You're just saying that people could potentially listen to it on there, for whatever reason, which is good.
Yeah, I don't
They
remember.
should.
Yeah, you should, because I mean everybody should be listening.
They should.
Not every
Bookmark
episode's
it.
there, but
Search
you
for
should
it.
you should you
Put
should
it up a bit higher in the algorithm.
Yeah. I don't have a transition.
I figure it was in your notes, but I guess it wasn't in your notes.
No, it wasn't
I
actually.
figured it was like, oh, he's working on his notes, guys. Don't worry about it.
No,
It's covered.
I'm going over them and I'm like, no, I don't know I have no idea what I was gonna say. Like no clue.
Yeah, it's all good. Who cares?
Yeah, basically. Well, this kind of works. Patience. How much patience do you have, Francis?
Patience. Well,
that is
probably too much.
Probably, but what I was going to say is it's kind of it's a rolling scale, or however you say that, right? Because it depends on the situation.
A loaded question.
Oh yeah, something to do with the sponsor. Thanks,
But,
thanks,
yeah.
thanks, Guapo. The place that you can, the place that we put our podcast. Oh, thank you. I was alerted to a thing. Hey, we can get sponsorships. So I was like, ooh,
Oh,
I could be sponsored by somebody. That'd be awesome. Let's look into this. And I think I need to look into it further, but it looked more like a spot where you can go to other places and pimp your shit out, which could be cool.
I mean that wouldn't be a bad thing. Yeah.
Yeah, as long as you fit the thing, the podcast in which all these different things were coming up. Like it was hard. I didn't spend a lot of time looking at it because I thought it would just be like, here's a list of different places that will sponsor anybody, or they'll at least look at you because they know you're part of us and we're a trusted source. It might be that I just hadn't maybe found that part of the sponsorship list, but
Well, the beauty of being generic is we fit into a lot of different roles, and we fit into a lot of different, hats. So it's okay. As we're generic enough, maybe, to where anyone will accept us and be like, "You should listen to these guys. They talk about anything and everything." As a matter of fact, they even talk about sponsors, but they'll forget for a second. But they'll remember sponsors.
yeah, they just need their guapo to help them remind that
Everyone needs a guapo.
everybody needs a guapo. Everybody go find yourself a guapo. Thank you, sir.
Follow it and yeah, hey,
Yes,
just
follow.
a shout out to Guapograms. Yeah, follow him on Twitch. He does live let's plays and all that stuff. So you get to watch someone play video games, which is kind of the reason you're on Twitch usually, not to watch us
Yeah.
do
But
podcast thing.
but you do the podcast in a live setting like this. It helps you stay up, stay on top of things, and when you forget live on air, you just have to wing it until somebody reminds you of what's going on. It's pretty great.
Wing it.
But patience. We started talking about patience.
You did.
Depending on the situation, Francis, do you have
Yes.
a lot of patience in general, or is it something that you lack?
I think I have an overabundance. Unlike the doctor in Lister's Mate's joke, where the doctor lost his practice and has no patience. I, on the other hand, am not a doctor, but have probably too many patients. Because I will tolerate anything.
Mm.
Just for whatever reason.
I've
Yeah.
seen you tolerate quite a bit, actually, and somehow kept it together mostly.
Yeah. You know.
Um,
I'm just a bottomless pit of patience. What about you? Are you a bottom? I'm assuming your pit is a little more shallow.
Well,
Maybe not
no,
very
what-
shallow, but a little
how
shallow,
mu-
and bottomless.
how much patience do you have for yourself?
Mm.
Mm.
Oh, well, that's a different story. I have very little.
Mm.
Like if I'm doing something, and if I don't get it right, I'll just force it to work, and then at some point I'll just be like, it's not worth the effort. If it was for someone else, I'll put in all of the effort all of the time. But if it's for me, I'm just like, I get to a point where I'm like, I don't care anymore. I'm the one that has to deal with it. I understand that I'm giving up. I don't care.
You just explained my weekend experience to a T. I decided
Oh no.
so when it comes to me, I'm kind of the trainer person at work, not officially, but everybody keeps looking at me to do it.
No. The expectation is there. Yeah.
Yeah, because I have a lot of patience for new people, and I'm fairly, at least I think I'm fairly good at explaining not only how to do it but why we do it. I think if everybody understands the why, it's a lot easier to accept, what you're doing. I feel.
Okay.
I'm having an off night. But
That's all right.
like I don't have. There we go. Patience. I have zero patience for myself. So
Sure.
I can sit with somebody and show them over and over and over again how to do something and never lose my cool. Or if they never get it, I never lose my cool on them. I'm just like, hey, let me show you a different way to do it maybe. Or let me find somebody else that does it slightly differently. So maybe their technique will work better for you. But when it comes to me, I have very little. So this past weekend, I decided I am going to take all the chrome that's on my car and do what they call delete it, which is basically just masking it with, something that's black or matte or fake carbon fiber looking. It's basically just a sticker. Essentially, just a sticker.
Sure. Yeah.
Because I don't like the look of chrome. I just don't like chrome. Shame me all you want. I don't care. And it's a first world issue, and there's no reason to do it, but it's just something aesthetically I would like to see. So I ordered vinyl, pre-cut vinyl, to apply to the car, and I was like, okay, I followed the directions. I watched like 17 videos. Like, I think I understand how to do this. I had zero patience for myself, even on the first sticker. Like it didn't go right on the first application. And I was just like, what is the problem here? And just so like what you were saying, if it was somebody else's car, I would have tried and tried until my fingers were raw and it was midnight and I finally would get it. I got half the car done. The half I got done looked like shit. But I thought I was learning. And then I get to the driver's side, and the first piece that I tried to put on, like, overstretched and then doubled on itself, and I couldn't get it to unstick from itself. And I'm like, all right, well, I could put the other 2 of the 6 stickers on and drive around town with 1 piece of chrome exposed. Or I can just say, fuck it, and tear off the entire other side and just roll around with chrome, I guess, and just every time I look at my car, be damn, my car is hot except for the chrome part, but whatever.
Right. Yeah.
As I'm tearing it off my car, I'm just like, fuck it. I don't care. Yeah,
we can do it again, right? Round 2 is going to happen.
Well, I mean, yeah, I'm looking at other options, different ways to do it that are, essentially less expensive, just possibly involve a little bit more prep. But
sure.
Whether it's that or I'm not very mechanically inclined. So if I go to do something and it doesn't, like I would love to do the brakes on my car. Let's just as an example, whatever.
Sure. Yeah.
Like I understand what needs to happen, what has to come off to get the brakes off to then change what you got to change. And I'm like, okay, I understand that. Francis, I'm really, really good at taking shit apart. But I'm not good at putting things back together. And everybody, we'll just put things, when you take them off, put them in a certain order. Yeah, that works great if your mind works that way.
Right, yeah.
Like, I would need a shit ton of sticky notes to stick to everything. Like in some sort of reverse order.
Imagine trying to put like IKEA furniture together without the instruction manual that comes with IKEA furniture.
Never seen the instruction manual or.
That looks
I mean, I know it's all flat pack stuff, furniture. But like I've never done it myself. And we froze again, huh?
Sorry.
Oh.
No, I'm not frozen.
Okay.
I think I just saw we'll get a ham radio manufacturers to sponsor. That means we'd have to do it'd be interesting to do a podcast on ham radio, like when the apocalypse happens and that's the only means of communication. You bet we're gonna have a podcast on ham radio on a certain dial. You better believe it, and we're gonna have like
it'll all be in Morse
signs.
It'll all be in Morse code.
No, God, no! Oh my God,
a podcast in Morse code. That'd be fucking hilarious.
I don't know how much we hate ourselves for that, but
think of the editing.
Oh man. No, it's a good thing. Well, it would be live still because it's ham radio, so it'd be live either way.
That's true.
So people were gonna have to hear our nonsense. And they can only hear us within like 10 miles of where we are. So they're all local people anyway. I don't actually know how. I forget how ham radio works. Actually, I think you actually have pretty good distance.
I think you do, yeah.
But yeah.
So driving around different neighborhoods, you can always tell who has a ham radio because they have the gigantic tower in their front yard or backyard. And when you're driving around,
it's much fewer nowadays. Yeah,
sure, but when you drive around those neighborhoods and you see that, you definitely want to remember that house, because when the apocalypse happens,
right,
that they got guns and someplace safe to hide, and they got communications.
Mm-hmm. They have like a cellar full of food.
Exactly, they probably got a bomb shelter or something.
Oh, totally.
So yeah, as I can hear, there's a delay that's starting to pop into this podcast. So let's get out of here before it gets any worse, Francis, because Yeah.
Yeah, it's mild. It's fine.
Yeah.
We can work it. Yeah, we can wrap it up if you want. We're good.
Yes. I'm tired. Everybody,
Yeah.
thanks for hanging out with us.
You're
Guapo, I had no idea that you were even watching, so thank you very much for helping me get back on track. Francis, where can people find you on the internets?
Most importantly, at the moment, just go to supergeekedup.com for the new Super Geeked Up episode that's going to happen tomorrow. I forget who our guest is, but probably another author. That's what we do. All authors all the time. So supergeekedup.com, and then AKA the other guy on Twitter and Instagram. And that's it. I need to Instagram and tweet more, which will happen eventually, I guess. But for now. Those are places to go.
Those are the places. Yes. You can find me at 303_ninja on the Instagram, 303 ninja on the Instagram, 303_ninja on the Twitters. You can email us at POI Pod, Jesus Christ. The POI Podcast at gmail.com. It's scrolling across the top of the screen. I don't know why I just can't repeat what I see. It's all there. Find us. We're here every week, mostly. Not every week, most of them. Hang out with us on Tuesdays.
Oh, good timing.
Yeah. Most of the time. We're out of here. Bye.
All right. Bye.
I had nothing else to say. Where's the button to turn this off?